In this video, I'm going to answer the question, how do I hire a telemarketer to generate seller leads for me legally? So if you're fortunate enough to be earning some money where you can spend money on marketing to generate seller leads beyond just manual one-to-one prospecting yourself, there's many ways to do that. It all starts with having a great list. And I covered that in one of my previous videos. And instead of just making outbound calls, you can also do direct mail. And I included that here in one of my previous videos. But if you're thinking about hiring someone to do the outbound calling for you, that's certainly possible. Now, it's a legal minefield, and there's some things you want to keep in mind. So today in this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 tips to hire someone to make outbound calls to homeowners who are likely to sell to build your database of people who want to sell their home. Let's go. All right, so tip number 1, it all starts with a list of homeowners that are likely to sell their home. And you need to append top-notch phone numbers. And you also want to scrub out anyone who is suited telemarketer as well as the DNC list. So one of my previous videos, I share with you where to get a list of homeowners in your county who are likely to sell. People that have lived in their home for maybe 10 plus years, or maybe be in pre-foreclosure, got slapped with a lien, what have you. You can get all that from the county, sometimes at a penny a record, or free from your title company. But then you have to add phone numbers or append phone numbers to that list so you can actually call these people. You have a couple options. I'm a big fan of V12 phone append. You can Google that. And spend the most amount of money you can for the best phone numbers. If you're not a real estate agent and you're a real estate investor, the laws are a bit different for you, and you can actually append phone numbers from consumer credit, which are much better. And that service I recommend is Microbuilt Enhanced People Search. And those numbers are about 30 cents a piece. And they'll be able to sell you those numbers if you're an investor because you're calling to give people money, you're not soliciting services. Once all those numbers are appended and you have the best numbers to those records, you probably want to remove people that maybe have sued a telemarketer. And they sell lists of that. They're called litigator scrubs. Go Google that and remove any phone numbers that maybe have been mentioned in a court complaint. And also, if you're a real estate agent, because you're selling a service, you also need to scrub out anyone who is on the do not call list. All right, so tip number 2. Remember, I want to teach you how to do this legally. It is illegal under the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It's a law back in 91 that's been reinterpreted by the courts many ways. It's illegal to call a cell number on a software program that automatically dials numbers. So you want to make sure your dialer is legally compliant, where you can use it and not break the law. The one that I recommend is Five9. It's a wonderful company. They sell a TCPA compliant dialer. It's more of like a collect-to-call dialer. You want to sign up for that. And you want to make sure that you load up all those phone numbers into that dialer so you're ready to go. All right, so step number 3. You must set aside 30 minutes a day to coach and train your caller. Wherever you hire them, we'll get to that. This is where most people drop the ball. With a good number list, and a good dialer, you could probably expect someone to make somewhere between 300 to 400 dials a day if they're taking a reasonable approach and actually speaking to the people and talking to them when they answer. And with a good number list, you can expect maybe 5 to 10% of people to answer. So if someone makes 400 dials in a day, they might speak to 20 to 40 homeowners, which is pretty good, to ask them if they would like an offer on your home. If so, that's a lead. They would pass that person to you, and you would call them back. I would define a lead as somebody who is interested in selling their home and likes someone to call them back about getting them an offer. Whether that's a lead or not is to be determined when you follow up. So make sure you set aside the time every single day, no matter if you hire this person in your office or overseas, which we'll get to make sure you coach and train them by listening to their calls and giving them guidance so they know what to say. All right, tip number 4, we're almost done. If you're generating, if you're speaking to 20 to 40 homeowners a day, 5 days a week with someone working full-time doing this, that's a lot of people. I would suggest it's probably about right 1 to 2 people a day out of the 20 to 40 people a day someone speaks to wants an offer on their home. That's 30 to 60 leads a month. Especially if this is going on for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, it adds up quickly. You have to have a great lead follow-up plan in place. That's tip number 4. Get a great lead follow-up plan. Make sure that person goes in your CRM, you have follow-up dates, you're following up with that person, you're dripping on them with maybe the viral marketing plan of your educational videos. So when they are ready to sell, because many of these people are very upstream, you're there. All right, tip number 5. And this is where most people start, but we're going to end here. It's actually hiring the person. You can hire 100% independent contractor agents to make the calls for you. You can hire W-2 employees in your office. You can hire someone in the United States, or you can hire someone in a foreign country. It doesn't make any difference. It's all about the character, traits, and the work ethic of the individual. Plus, obviously in this case, their ability to speak good English. But there's many people that speak great English all over the world. You want to find someone who you can train and you can work with, who will show up to work on time, that has the character traits. And whether you do all this with the person next to you in your office, or you do it with someone thousands of miles away through, video conferencing, this can be effective. So if you're looking to go down the path of hiring a telemarketer, and you start trading your money for time by hiring someone to make the phone calls for you, you have to step up as a sales manager and leader. Follow these 5 steps. It'll help you build your database a little faster when you're maxed out with all your own calls. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.